this idea, oh, you see. Okay. For him to hit me, he has to come to here. For me to be safe, I don't have to go to him. I just need to own that space that he wants to be in to complete his attack. So it's fundamentally easier to defend. Okay? He's got to go from where he is all the way to here, and in fact go to the back of my head. And for me to be okay, I just need to be here. I just need to be there. Okay, so what I want you to do, okay, come here. The moment there moves, I want to be in that space already. My space. Okay? See, so we're talking about the tips and when it's on the line. This is on the line already. He's already deflecting because I'm inside his attack. If I move forward when I do it, it's mine, my space. So the moment you sense he's making the decision to attack, move forward and take the space away from you. Okay? I'm not going to go around it. You're just trying to come in. You're worried about what I'm doing with my hands. You never do. Faster. Okay? And you own it early, they attack your attack. And they try and knock it down. So he's trying to come to me. And the moment he sees this, he starts hitting that. That's when you start, don't stay there. So I don't really care. Unless I'm going to go in and just hit him in the throat as hard as I can. Bam! Then it's really best not to actually stay here. I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to get him affected. But then I really would like not to be there. Okay? So whether he blocks it or not, I'm over here. So the first purpose of it wasn't so much to hit him, it was to get his attention. Okay? So there, I'm over here now. Sometimes I don't move. Sometimes I do. Okay? And this is how you, like somebody my size, which is a fairly large target, how do I get someplace and not have him hit me, not have him see the movement, get him looking at something else. Okay? So I'm going to reach in and grab his attention and move his mind away from where I'm going. Okay? So now sometimes move, sometimes don't. Bam. Okay? Bam. Bam. It starts with going to the place you can hit him, and then you move from there. There's no sense of escape. I actually move at the place where I can make the choice whether to hit him or not. That's when I make the move. Okay? So he's coming here, I'm reaching in. Okay? Even if I were hitting him, I wouldn't be going. I'd be going. I'd have been in and out. Okay? The only difference was I stayed here long enough that as he came forward into this, he hit the floor through my structure. So when I'm doing it energetically, I go in, touch his mind. If I'm doing this physically, but I'm still out here. Okay? I just went deeper. So if he's coming to hit me, he's trying to get to that spot, and then I go to that spot, look what happens. Then, we're not going to practice that right now, but you should practice it. Okay? So that you understand what you're physically doing. Because most of the Aikido is It's about how you control the spaces, how you communicate. You'll hear people say, oh, Aikido is 90% Atemi. Okay, Sensei was supposed to have said that, so Atemi Sensei told us that. And then you have Peter Goldsberry online say, that's wrong. It's 100% Atemi. Okay, so what does that mean? Because we have all this other stuff that we do. It all starts there. The ability, all your Japanese martial arts, okay, because the Japanese totally sort everything. You know, the samurai. Okay? And the whole thing in Kenjutsu, it's not like, it's one cut, one death. All of Japanese martial arts are based on that basic premise. It's all sword mentality. I enter, I cut you down, that's the end of it. So if you look at Aikido, which has all this cool stuff that we do, what you need to understand is all that cool stuff happens at the instant that I was at the place where I could have cut him down, and then I choose not to. Okay? If you're not at that place and at that time, and you have no idea energetically what it really feels like to just go in and do it, you can't communicate with them in a way that's believable to them, to their brain. You know, if you're throwing your arm in there, they know it, they can feel it. Okay? You have the ability to register all sorts of subtle things about how much energy is being carried, what kind of energy it is, you know, are they angry, do they have strong intention, do they look scared to death? I mean, we read all this stuff. Okay? If I had a plexiglass, bulletproof plexiglass screen here, and I had a hard ball, if I threw it as hard as I could at your face, almost everyone would blink, even though they knew that thing was there. Which means you're reading the energy carried by the object before it hits you. You don't have to be, oh, boy, that had a lot of energy. You know it. And if I lofted it slowly to you, you could probably just stare right at it and not blink at all. Okay? So when we're starting to do this stuff, I have to put content into my movement. If I want him to believe that he's being struck, I have to know how to strike. There's hardly any ability to do this stuff in a way that's believable if you can't actually do the move. Okay, so I happen to like phone books for this because they're relatively hard and they transfer the energy. So holding this here, this is a lot like hitting a body. It's not like a big foamy thing that kind of squishes and then, okay? So in terms of what this blow is going to do to him when I hit him, you get to see it. Wow. If I hit the foam bag, it would have gone in and gone, and so you don't get to see it. On the other hand, it's got enough diffuseness, he's not getting hurt by that. It's not going to injure him. It's not going to split his sternum. I can hit this really hard. Okay? So what I need to know how to do is not so much knock him across the room, but go in, hit him, and be someplace else, ready to throw another punch. So anyway, don't recycle your phone books, save them in the dojo, have a little pile of them, and periodically practice your Atemis on them so you can feel what you're really doing here. If your body knows that, they'll feel that. Then when you choose not to do it, you do the energy of it, but you don't have to physically do it. Because all I want to do is capture his mind, not necessarily hit it. I can, or I choose not to. Right? That's your choice. But energetically, it won't feel right if you don't know how to actually do the strike. Because your energy will be discombobulated. You watch people who don't know how to strike, you know, and they're having that. Well, if my energy's doing this, half of it's bleeding out the backside, not much of it's coming out the front. Now, what do you think if we're now doing technique and I'm moving the same way? It doesn't affect me. That does. Because he felt that like, whew. Even when I don't do it with my arms now, this is like my sword. So he comes and boom, there's my sword. That's my ski with my sword. That's why I practice with that stuff. Now what I have to do is I don't have the sword. I have to skewer him with the energy sword.